All right. Got it.
So who would like to give a recap from last session?
We were heading out of, we decided to leave Lucianum to their own devices after Axius so kindly built a wall at the end of the previous session. We got purportedly like leftover magical items that they no longer needed or could have found any use for. One of which was the most important thing, which was a staff that basically let us turn into clouds, cloud forms and travel 300 feet per round or something like that. So we were able to just fly right out of there, which was good timing because, a lot of them, were just like stuck at the Empire's whim, either willfully or not. So we flew over to the temple, which was on top of the mountains to the west. We were able to find our way in where we met Temple 1, which was a golem who was guarding the room where there was a bunch of inactive portals. It was functional, but there wasn't any power sources. So they all appeared inactive. So he said that we needed to go down into the mountain to restore power. And we again used our newfound cloud flying spell, which I can't remember the name of it.
Windwalk.
Windwalk.
And we went down into like one of the service tunnels, and it was getting hotter as we were going down, and we didn't really notice it because we were wind walking, but I think we reformed at the bottom, and we ran across a ancient red dragon.
Right.
Oh, and it wasn't a staff, it was a necklace.
It was a necklace
or prayer beads, basically.
That he wrapped around the top of his staff.
Oh, okay, that's where I was.
Yeah.
So now it looks like the snake head has like bling.
The mouth would be holding it. Part of it, but yeah, we walked fucking forever down that hole.
Right. It was not like it was a straight drop, but it was a bit more than 2 miles down you went.
Yeah, that's why we're wind walking, so that we could do it faster.
But also will make, it would be, I said last time too, it would be pretty hard on Zarius's bad knee to go down that many steps, but it would also be a pain in the ass to go up that many steps if that's the only way you find that's the only way out again.
Good thing one walk lasts for 8 hours.
Right. So you can, assuming nothing like dispels the effect, you can change back in the course of a minute and fly back up when you're ready to go. So yeah, so you emerged from this stairwell at the bottom. And at first, the first thing on the way down, you found a half-burned goat, which you probably now figured out how it got into this stairwell. But you also saw there was a giant sort of glass dome with a handle on top of it that's about 25 feet across, under which there were several cows and goats, some of which were drinking from the water. The entire cavern that you're in, the ceiling was beyond the range of dark vision. It turned out it's about 100 foot high, the ceiling in this room. You also couldn't see the walls using dark vision. So Clave cast dancing lights and sent them out. You now get a sense that the nearest wall is about 100 feet away from you or so. You're also standing in the middle of an island in what seems to be like a small, where you are, pretty slow moving stream or river, but the water is pretty hot. So there's a lot of steam coming off of the water, a lot of water vapor that is floating in the air. And it seems to be flowing towards the south. And that was when the dancing lights went out, that was when the dragon first noticed you. And so it remarked that you are the first new source of food it has had in at least a century. And so it breathed its breath weapon into the air. So it doesn't have that starting out the fight. That is one of the many ways I balance the CR24 creature. Against your CR13 party.
Oh boy.
And you could see as the flames died down, it vanished again into the darkness. But you can hear the rumbling of it moving around, and you imagine it's getting ready to attack. So is anyone doing anything before we roll initiative?
T-Hole's going to duck behind a pillar and
To the map. So there's the only pillar that's near you. It's not really that the pillar is near you. The staircase itself was encased in like a stone tower about 10 feet across. So it actually reaches up to the ceiling, obviously, because you descended down through it. That's pretty much the only pillar that's near you. The other nearest sort of obvious obstacle is that glass dome encasing the cattle. But you'll be able to see it in a second. The other pillars in the room that you saw when the dancing lights were flying around, there seem to be 4 pillars, of which the central tower appears to be kind of at the center of the 4 of them. There's also rubble everywhere. It looks like parts of the ceiling have collapsed over time. You haven't seen any real evidence of what this cavern was. It may have been a natural cavern always. It may have been a room and it's just so destroyed from the course of 2,000 years of time passing and the dragon bumping around inside down here. You're not really sure, but it seems as though it has flooded and partially filled up. So it was probably once a little bit deeper. And it's also like pitch black. I guess you could put torches down for where the dancing lights are. The nearest wall is over in this direction. It's off the side of the map. All of the walls are off the side of the map. And the dragon was up in this direction.
Well, the torches don't have the same light because dancing lights is 10 feet of dim light, I believe.
Oh.
I mean, I'll take it.
There's Torchy here, the one that'll never go out.
Did not change the actual distance of the light. Oh, I see why. Doesn't seem like it's 10 feet either. The things that was. Well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just try one more thing. No.
Serious, I never realized that your last name is Hassafraction.
Hash for Nixodin.
Yeah, that.
It has been said a couple of times.
See, the weird things that happen on Roll20, I keep entering 10 and it decides, and when every time I click save, it takes me off the thing. It decides, hey, I'm gonna make that a 20 or a 25, and I'm not gonna tell them which one. There we go.
Hey, where's my torch? I had a torch.
I probably took your torch and altered it.
Pray I do not alter it again.
And I can't move the torches, the dancing lights.
These ones? I can move
Not let
them.
me do it.
Oh, it's because I
What? Isn't that nice for you, Zarks?
I have taken over your spell.
Pray do not take it over any further. I love that robot chicken episode.
there. You should be able to control them now.
Okay. So this guy would probably have been over here. This guy probably would have sent that guy over there.
Well, then you would see the dragon.
That
At
guy.
least the edge of the dragon.
Because I sent them kind of into the four corners. Yeah, and this is a pillar.
That is the central tower you descended down. So it
Okay,
has
so this is
it
a
has
stairwell.
a little right. It has an archway that leads into the stairwell.
Okay. And what is this?
That's one of the pillars. That's actually the only pillar that remains standing. The other pillars appear to have collapsed. So you can see there's another pillar. Well, on my map, there is another pillar here that seems to have fallen over. There's one up near the dragon. And then there's one across from the dragon north of you where your other dancing lights is.
Yeah. Clave's gonna run over here.
So you're going to run through the hot water?
Oh, is it? It's boiling, isn't it? You said that.
It's not boiling, but it's like hot for bath water.
So it's kind
But
of
it's
like
also-
a hot tub.
Right. It is also difficult terrain to run through it because it gets pretty deep.
Yeah, I don't think I could make a 15-foot running leap. But I mean, also at the same time, it's better than being breathed on by a dragon. So I think Clave would risk burning himself to try to jump as far as he can across the water going this way, and then running in this direction.
Okay,
in
just so
there.
you're aware, so that the intact pillars in the central tower obviously go up to the ceiling. The collapsed pillars, they're about 10 feet high. So you could also hide behind them and take total cover from where the dragon is. The glass dome that's housing the cattle is about 20 feet high at the center.
This is the dome here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd hide behind the dome then. Because even though he could see me, at least he can't breathe on me.
Is anybody else moving? Including Kepri. Kepri won't survive the breath weapon.
Yeah, no, I'm going to tell Kepri to go back up that thing way up.
The stairwell.
Mhm.
Making I don't know how much time we had before initiative, but making my move, do I have time for an action to cast a spell?
Yeah, you can all take one action and take a move before we roll initiative.
Okay, I'm casting invisibility.
Blind sense.
Oh shit, I don't have it prepared. God damn it.
It's good because I'm pretty sure most dragons have blind sense. You're fine. I'll think it would work.
These are pillars.
You could
over
make
here.
me a history check on that one, Clave. You might have read about
Okay.
dragons.
Okay. I have a decent history.
At least in the stories, most dragons are pretty good at seeing invisible creatures.
Okay. Um.
So these are pillars over here. These are knocked down, or are these like?
Yes, there are
Okay.
the there used to be 4 pillars holding up the ceiling once, whatever it used to be. But 3 of them have collapsed.
Okay.
Do you plan on fighting this thing, T-hole?
Not unless we have to. Zarius would. What should we do? Like, I don't want to offend you.
So yeah, just to be clear, you take an action and a move, not a conversation, because the
Okay.
dragon is coming.
I mean, it
Yeah.
is a good point because Zarius has been carrying that dead body around, so this could be a distant cousin.
Should have its own token for the dead body that may be incinerated.
I would not have
Zarius-
brought it down here.
Zarius is shoving the dead body into the stairwell
So what I
just
think
to further
T-Hole's-
confuse the next set of adventurers that comes. They just find this mummy.
Yep.
Right at the bottom of the stairs. No, so I would just say, if you have treasure to placate it, that is your only chance.
Yeah, and while Clave was over here, as he ran, he would have said run and dove behind this glass case.
I think T-Hole's going to use his action to double move and hide behind this pillar over here. This pillar over here.
I didn't
Is that
actually see
set-
which pillar you were looking at. Oh, so the one near the dragon?
Is that because I can't see where the dragon is.
This is where the dragon was when he breathed. You are right now right next to the dragon. You can barely see the outline of his hide in the dancing lights that were set over there.
No, that's not what I wanted then.
Last.
It's the last thing the dragon would have expected.
Yep.
Perhaps.
Well, in that case, T-Holes go to this corner and hide behind this pillar. That should do it. Yeah, because I got 100 movement feet, 100,
Right.
100 feet of movement, and I can run across the water.
Right.
So I'll hide behind that pillar. As you see T-Hole stepping lively over the hot bands. Ow, 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 ow.
I assume you have shoes of some sort. But
Yeah. Yeah.
What about Zarius and Aurelia?
I feel like
I mean,
we're both
actually, I'm
crammed.
sorry. I didn't. Clave, you still could like cast a spell or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure that there's any spell worth casting just yet.
Yep. I feel like both Zarius and Aurelia are going to try and cram themselves back up these.
Is it an open stairwell?
No, that's
staircase?
right. We had to crawl to get out, didn't we?
Yes, it is. It's only the archway is about 3 feet high.
Oh,
So-
okay.
I'm basically just going flush with the damn thing, I guess.
I'll try to get
Um,
back inside.
You could get back. You could get back inside.
Okay.
And then let me see here. It is. Oh yeah, that's right. It's just prepared, right? 30 feet. I don't know if. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. Everybody's moved away. Yeah, I don't think I have much I could do here.
This is an interesting share screen. Like the way that it's split. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but I didn't remember being able to adjust the size of the icons, your videos before. It's kind of cool.
Oh, I sometimes forget to move the bar with all the people in it over, or there's just like not room. But there is room on the screen at the moment, so I moved it over.
Oh,
Because otherwise, I couldn't put it like right over all the people, right over all the tokens.
No, but I'm not. That's not blocking my vision. It's the setup. At least on my end, it looks different than it normally does.
I'm gonna cast that on myself.
Good call.
Okay.
And then yeah, go flush with the damn pillar here.
What about Aurelia? Are you taking any action, or you're just in the door in the stairwell?
Yeah, I'm getting in the stairwell.
Okay, everyone roll initiative then. Let me make sure I've cleared the turn orders cleared.
Nice. That torch is on fire.
Good Lord.
So it looks like the is everyone rolled? Yep. So the dragon goes first. Let's see. So the dragon, you can't actually see it at the moment from where you are, but you hear it yelling out, "I know that you have brought other creatures with you to destroy me, but I will not be killed." And you begin to feel the wind swirling around you as you hear the flapping of its wings, and it takes off into the air, leaving the range of the dancing lights, however. So you're not 100% sure where it is, but you can hear it flapping, flying around around the ceiling above you. The nature of the cavern makes it hard to pinpoint things using sound because everything is echoing. Even the sound, you could hear the sound of crashing water somewhere off in the distance. You're not exactly sure which direction that is, as there's nothing like a waterfall or anything similar near you. And it just seems to be reverberating off the walls. But it is now mixed with the sound of these flapping wings as it flies around in the darkness. And it's Teal's turn.
Teal's going to use his bonus action and spend it's 2 Kai points, 3 Kai points. 1, 2, 3 Kai points to summon his astral arms. And the visage. So he can now see 120 feet in darkness. And can I see, let's see, 120 feet? I think that's the whole map, right?
So the cavern is bigger than the map.
Okay.
So you can, however, see the ceiling 120 feet above you, and you can see that the dragon is not all that far away from you. And I'll show that in a minute. I just want to set your dark vision. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. So is that it's 120-foot dim light?
You
Nothing
can
else
see
special about it?
you could see normally, which implies that it's not dim light, but I'll leave
It's
that
like
up to
Devil's
you.
Sight.
Yeah, it's astral sight. Yeah, it's let's see.
So even where you are, it is not even entirely the whole map, but you can now see, oops, and I'm again on the wrong thing. You can now see that the dragon is currently flying not all that far away from you, but it's about 100 feet up.
Okay. Where does it look like it's flying toward? Is it like does it look like it's circling, or does it look
Yeah,
like it's
you gather it's circling in a sort of counterclockwise motion around the central tower.
okay. All right. I'm gonna use my Cape of the Mountebank and Dimension Door on top of the dragon.
Okay. So Cape of the Mountebank is an action.
Yeah, so I did my bonus, and that's my action, and like that'll be my turn.
Okay, so
Or-
give me an athletics check, because you're gonna have to grab on when you're up there on a
Pulling a
moving creature.
Here we go.
Hrothgar.
Athletics. Oh, that's not the one I needed. Is there any-
I mean, you can. I mean, it is more sort of holding on and balancing.
No,
but-
it's fine. I have a 0 modifier in athletics, but a 10 in acrobatics. So
I mean, I would say it's not a. Luckily for you, it's it's gargantuan dragon, so it's a little bit easier than it would be if it was a tiny creature. But go ahead and roll.
here's a mechanics question. So while I have my arm summoned, I can use wisdom modifier and play the strength for strength checks.
Yeah,
Since
this would
athletics is
definitely be that. But an 18
Okay.
was enough for you to land on it and grab on.
That's good
But
to know for
yes,
the
you
future.
definitely could have used your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, so that'd be a 22.
And
Awesome.
it definitely knows you're there. Aurelia.
What's going on, Zarius?
It has disappeared.
Damn.
I can't pick up its direction with like my passive perception or anything.
Like I said, so your passive perception, because you can't use sound or sight to see it at the moment, your passive perception, it's down to 15. You're pretty sure it's circling the pillar above you.
Okay.
By the way, Kurt, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but we can see all of the stuff that you highlighted for T-Hole with his dark vision.
Oh. Yeah, actually. I mean, not that there's
Uh,
much going on here, so, but yeah.
I don't know if you care enough to change it or what, but I just want to let you know.
I can in fact see the dragon right now.
That is probably because I like hit the wrong thing. Yes. Can you still see T-Hole? Make sure I did this right.
I can through your
Right.
screen, through the shared screen. I can see it. Everything looks green, like the shadows.
Okay. Well, with the share, always forget the shared screen. With the shared screen, it's probably not worth it. But I did technically set T-hole to emit bright light rather than give T-hole dark vision. So I'm not gonna worry about it beyond that. But that was the issue. That was why you could all see T-hole glowing like a beacon.
I mean, he's got his arms out and his sheen out and he's awakening. So I mean, it makes sense.
So is Aurelia doing anything, or just she just hiding?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Zarius, I mean, I'm sure I heard the thing take off, but I have no idea where it is. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm just hunkered down.
Okay. Axius, what's your passive perception with disadvantage?
Passive perception with disadvantage is 6.
Okay. So yeah, you're not exactly aware of where the dragon is.
Mhm. Serious, what do we do? This is like your kind. What do we do here? This
Clearly
thing
he's
is gonna
gone.
kill us. It's clearly mad.
It's clearly gone insane being down here for so long.
Does it have any weaknesses?
No.
Oh, great.
Only if you could bring it to the ground.
Oh yeah, well, I wish I could bring it to the ground. And with that, actually, instinctively, my cloak begins to activate, and Clave will attempt to cast Earthbind.
I was gonna say, yeah, that'd be the spell to have right there. You don't get to save, but
Yeah, so it's probably gonna succeed because it probably also has, spell
legendary
resistance
and-
and legendary resistance. I forgot about that one.
we're gonna have to eat through them, man.
Right.
So with
what's your spell save DC?
So my spell save DC is 18. And I believe for Earthbind, it's a strength saving throw.
It is a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
Which
Wow! Even
How
with
the fuck?
advantage.
Oh man. That's where that legendary save comes in.
Right.
Unless he fucking doesn't care. I don't know.
So you cast the spell and you felt certain that really attached to it. But you do not see it fall.
Okay.
Although I suppose I should check one thing. So actually you can't cast Earthbind because it's a creature you can see.
Okay. So then,
T-hole's glowing arms up there.
oh yeah, does T-hole emit any light with that? Well, even if he did, we'd be staring up at the thing's belly. So maybe not.
I mean, it's moving technically,
Okay, well,
but you know.
it doesn't burn through one of its legendary saves, but then it also doesn't use up that ability of mine.
Right.
Right. 300-foot range. Yeah. I was looking that spell up to see if it's even on the cleric's list. It is not.
Let's see. All right. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts. So do I have to have a target to cast Detect Thoughts, or can I cast it and use it later?
My understanding is you can cast it and use it later. You have to be able to see the target to use it against a target, but it's really on you that the spell is cast. It's a self range spell.
Okay. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm taking forever. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to waste any more time, so I'm just going to take the dodge action.
Okay, Zarius.
Yeah. I really don't know. So it's up out of view, right? So we can't see it.
Right.
Cool. Amazing.
So with your passive perception, you kind of know a general direction.
Sure. I can't really hit it with a spell to, affect it, most likely. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a touch spell. So even if I thought it could potentially work, I'd have to be able to see him and touch him. Because if he's addled in the brain, maybe a greater restoration would fix him. Possibly, I don't know, but I can't. I have a touch spell, so I got nothing there. So we'll just do.
I'm just wondering, is a sane red dragon better than an insane red dragon?
Well, he might be grateful. That's what I would.
Or it might make him realize just how pissed he is at 1,500 years of confinement.
Well, that's not my fault. I just helped him realize what happened. And, he could be pissed at somebody else who's no longer alive. But I don't know. I think that I can't do anything. So I'm going to cast third level, maybe. No, second level's fine. I'm going to do a second level false life and get 11 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Oh, nice. It added into my character sheet for me. Sweet.
So the dragon comes down and slams on the ground in between Zarius and Clave and reaches out with its claw to grab the top of the glass thing. And you hear it say, or anyone who at least who speaks Draconic hears it say, "So hungry, I have to eat." And it picks up a cow and bites it in half and then downs the rest of the cow in 2 gulps. And then seeing the two of you nearby, puffs of steam come out of its nostrils as it begins to look left and right at the both of you, and it activates its frightful presence. So basically, everyone in the room because it's everyone who is aware of its existence, has to make me a wisdom save.
Save. Let's see.
Because I have that dragon armor, I have advantage on this.
Also, just to check. Yes, you probably do have advantage on this. I forgot about the armor.
Yep. What wisdom save, right?
Yep.
So we'll do, I don't have a way of like doing this with advantage here, so I'll just roll once. Okay, that's no good. And then a second time. Better.
21 was the save.
Just made it.
I rolled shit.
So luckily T-Hole is not afraid. Although that would make sense. But Aurelia, Zarius, and Clave are all frightened at the moment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that considered an attack?
It's an action. It's not an attack, though.
Okay.
But it's T-Hole's turn.
T-Hole gets his arms and these formations and starts jabbing into I guess does it look like there are any spots that are like more susceptible than others, or is it
So
like all
I assume you landed essentially on its back. Like you would
Yeah.
want it to have landed on a spot where you could grab on relatively easily.
Yeah.
So probably somewhere where it's like back meets the wing. But so there, as near as you could tell, its scales are pretty much intact. So it is, you are looking at just a completely armored surface of blood red scales.
okay? Does D-Hole know anything about dragons? Like
You could make me a history check.
yeah. That sounds good.
So you would know a little bit about them. Like, they all have breath weapons and all the sort of basic stuff. What sorts of things do you want to know? Like
I want to know
you are unaware of any like general weakness that they have.
Okay.
You know that whatever element they tend to be associated with, they tend to be immune to that kind of damage.
Gotcha. Well, what T-Hole's just gonna start trying to dig in with his fists.
Right. I mean, you're pretty sure they're not invulnerable because they can be killed.
Yeah.
Your empire killed quite a number of them.
Good riddance. He said that out of earshot of Zarius.
So yeah, go ahead.
What was it?
Attack. The 30 hit. You'll be happy to know.
That's good.
The 30 and the 24 hit.
And then I get this guy from a martial arts die. And just because it's been a bit. Because I get. I still have just 2 attacks. Then the bonus attack is through the arms. All right, and I'm going to
By the way, are you doing radiant or necrotic?
I think I would start with radiant and see how radiant does.
So you do see the scales do appear to glow and smoke. You haven't done significant enough damage to like remove scales or expose skin underneath it. But it definitely did seem to do damage. I mean, given that you're essentially facing armor, it did about what you would expect. You wouldn't have any reason to think it's resisting the damage.
And I'm going to spend a Kai point to attempt a stunning strike.
Okay. What's the DC?
17.
Con save?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, it just has to roll a 1. All right. Cool.
I actually didn't think about it so much when I decided to throw the dragon in, but part of me that hates having my enemy stun the whole fight thinks I made a good choice.
I would have done the same thing. It'd be like, you know what? This one I will not be stunned.
I mean, I didn't think he could be earthbound either, but he was one little rule away from that.
Nice. All right, so
So anything else? Are you gonna flurry of blows or
No.
anything?
I used my bonus action to do that third.
Okay.
That third attack. So
Aurelia. So there, even inside the stairwell, there was enough of a rumble when it landed that you are certain it is on the ground.
Okay.
And you are frightened, so you can't move towards it. But you can do other things.
Let's see here. I'm gonna cast Death Ward on myself. And I'm gonna be like, how's it going out there, Zarius? Good luck. And I'm gonna inspire you.
D10.
Like, it could be important.
It could in case I roll like shit on my fucking frightened save again.
Oh, do we repeat it?
Yes, you repeat it at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay.
Once you save, you're good for the next 24 hours.
Right.
That's my turn.
You're gonna roll your save.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Come on, 20. Nope.
So still frightened. Axios.
Axios is just looking at this thing with eyes wide with terror. He definitely feels a wetness in his pants as it stands towering above him and just chomps into a cattle like it's nothing, like it's a chip. And he immediately takes the disengage action and heads, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So, and then I get to roll against the fear again. I'm still afraid.
So before Zarius goes, as we have Glaive wandering about, the dragon turns to look at Zarius, and its tail flicks out towards Clave. Because that's a legendary action, and he can still take those. So you get buffeted against this glass dome,
Oof.
and now it's Cyrus's turn.
Cool. um. I'll just fucking hell, man.
And Clave learns that the tail has a range of 20 feet.
Make your frighten save, by the way, dude.
He did.
Get another one?
Oh, did you?
After it
Oh, did you
hits?
make one?
He
Oh,
did.
I'm
Got a
sorry.
17.
I'm sorry.
Already tried
You
it.
did. Yeah, I didn't see it. All right. Man.
Anyone got calm emotions? That would be pretty helpful.
I'm sure he would just make the save.
Yeah, but we could at least like not be afraid.
Well, let's see here. I do need to check this 20-foot radius. I can get him, or I can get let's see here. Maybe I'll check here. But he's not even frightened. Yeah, okay. So if I center it, yeah, about here. Or actually, let me double check. In my radius, no, yeah. So a range of 60 feet, radius 20 foot. So yeah, actually, that might be a good idea. I will cast Calm Emotions, centered around here, so in an attempt to get us, maybe him. I don't know.
So
Sure.
he made a save.
You sure did. And I think you can. Let me just.
You can willingly fail it.
Yeah, I believe you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you guys need to save if you don't want to. And it would suppress the frightened condition. So
That's the goal. Yeah. But then after that, I would say, we're not here to kill you. We did not even know you were here. We've come to reignite the magics of this place.
so you
I'll say that in Draconic.
Right. So you say that, and then let's see. He begins to babble at you in Draconic back, talking about his history and how he once ruled over tens of thousands of your kind. And then he was captured by an ancient wizard, Darius Lambeth, and was forced to serve him and all of the apprentices that inherited his position after he died. And he then, let's see, you can only see, well, there's three of you he can see. So let's see, which one does he get confused on? Two, so Zarius. He then begins to yell at you as if you are this Darius the wizard who enslaved him ages past.
What? Do I look like this person? Does it? I don't know.
And so it.
Oh, yell
then-
back. I'm not scared of him anymore.
It then tries to attack you on
Okay.
its turn. So what else are you doing?
I don't know, man. Well, I mean, what good would it do of me trying to move? I might as well just fucking sit here. Yeah, because I don't even think trying to dodge will help, giving him disadvantage or whatever. But yeah, whatever. Here we are. Maybe I'm just trying to get through to him. I don't know.
I mean, it's just funny because like you're like, hey, it's not even worth dodging. Let me just butter myself up.
I don't think I mean, he'll hit me pretty easily no matter what. So
Right, but it's like if you're not using your action for anything else.
well, I cast that.
Oh, you're right.
I
So
don't have much of a bonus action. Well, I mean,
also,
okay.
Also, before
Oh, no, yeah,
before we end your turn, make me a medicine check. Since now it's in the light and you can see it.
That's a 31.
Yeah,
Wow.
you realize that this dragon is, despite the fact that it seems to have like a magical supply of food, it's pretty emaciated and probably, it is a lot thinner. It's not necessarily shorter in length, but it's a lot thinner and less muscular than you would have thought. And it's probably suffering from any number of nutrition disorders.
Sure.
It then looks at you on its turn and says,
Darius, did you think I would never escape your mind control? I am the mightiest dragon you have ever faced, and you will die now.
does a 19 hit?
No, it does not.
So it bites, but misses. Does a natural 1 hit?
Sure doesn't.
The third claw hit.
Hold on, let me check. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're good.
And that's its turn.
I'm gonna
Jesus
use
Christ.
Teal's gonna use his reaction to invoke Sentinel Feet and make a melee attack.
Okay.
So that's 15 damage. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't hit him. That doesn't make it through the armor.
And then he's gonna use his regular attack to try a few more times. Attack plus bonus. None of those hit.
Nope. So your arms are just wailing on the scales, but they're not quite getting through them.
Yeah. I was afraid that'd be the case. Then that's going to be my turn.
Aurelia, you are no longer frightened because you were also in the range of the calm emotion spell.
Unless you wanted to make the save, I guess, but
Unless you want to be frightened.
It might. So I guess I hear what's going on out here. Zarius is like yelling at the creature. I don't know what they're talking about.
does anybody else know Draconic?
Yeah.
T-Hole can understand you.
Oh,
He
okay.
can understand any spoken language.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Are we gonna have to fight this thing?
We are fighting it.
Oh, and I will use the
The damn thing's gone mad.
war horn of the Veil and summon the Veil warriors.
Nice.
Okay. What level are you?
13.
13
So-
warriors.
You can drag 13 of them onto the map.
Just surround this motherfucker. And then he's gonna fly up and just roast him.
Oh well. Okay, I gotta find them now.
The important part
They're
is they
under
all get a
summoned
turn to
creatures, I
attack
think.
them.
Yeah, I see. It says okay.
There's Veil warriors or some shit. They're in there, yeah.
There and there. Okay. We had this war horn for like 40 sessions. I haven't used the damn thing. Oh, here it is.
Gives you a bunch of spells and everything.
Yeah. It's
I know, I already used
it's under
one.
summoned creatures. So you probably don't want to place them. They're hard to place because you probably don't want to place them under the glass dome because they won't be able to attack. And you won't, if you place them in the water, at least more than 5 feet out from the edge of the water, they're going to be basically underwater because these are pretty deep channels.
Okay.
So you kind of have to find spots on the land, but there are spots like you could put one here, and they both basically be adjacent to it, and like here and here.
Okay. I'm just looking for the tokens right now. I see summon creatures, but I don't see there's nothing under it.
I mean, so it's at least on my thing, it's at the top of summon creatures outside the bag of tricks. I don't know who has the bag of tricks, but somebody did.
I think I still do.
Yeah. So another thing that doesn't get
Yeah.
used that much. But there you go. They're little square things. So
Oh,
there's
okay.
one.
Just summon them on top of them.
Then they'd all have to make athletics checks. Do you want to summon them on top of them?
I mean, this thing's
Um,
huge. They could be underneath them.
Let's see. I got 13. Yeah, let me put like 3 of them on top and see if they make it.
So roll me strength checks for them as they try to hang on.
You can click that same one and it'll open their sheet.
Just think.
I mean, really athletics checks.
Okay, 12. I don't know if they get any bonus. 6.
Oh, you see you're
4.
rolling.
Oh,
Can,
yeah.
can you see
You're
like
rolling your
the-
own.
Right. Can you
They
see
get a
the
plus
bar?
3.
Right. The bar at the top. Oh, I'll just do it here. 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, that's much better.
athletics. 2.
Jesus Christ.
So 2 of them you summon on top, but they fall off. So they essentially just get pushed out to the side. 1 falls, plops into the water.
Okay.
So I'm just going to start dragging these things out. And 1 is firmly gripped on top.
Yep.
I imagine like her and T-Hole just kind of like lock eyes and
Oh,
then
boy.
like nod. The beast of 3 backs.
So we sort of run out of space immediately adjacent to the thing.
Them being so big, would they be able to be underneath him? Occupy part of his space?
That's not the technical rule. Where they could
think
just
There's,
move into
I
its
think
space.
there's like more than 2 sizes difference. They can
Is there?
occupy the same space. Yeah.
Makes sense anyway. So sure, we'll put them. They are underneath the creature. So if you click on any one of these warriors and hit shift and then double click, it should pull up the character sheet for them, Peter, so that way
Yeah.
you can use their attacks.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting anything.
No?
No.
Don't know why that is.
I could do it.
I guess. Right. So it's just you hold down shift and double click their token.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, I guess they go on your turn, so I guess I can
Okay.
roll for them. They only have essentially 2 things they could do. One is their great axe attack, and they
I mean,
they
you might as
can
well go
also fight-
reckless, right?
right. They can also fight recklessly so that they have advantage on their attacks, but then any attacks against them have advantage. So just for ease of operation, I would say if you want to do that, they all do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't have to keep track of 13.
Might
And
as
only some
well.
of them are doing that. So do you want them all to attack?
Right, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
By the way, I removed the dancing lights because I failed the concentration check that I forgot to make.
Okay. So you hear the blast of what sounds like a horn. Clave, I don't know if you've ever even seen the horn before.
No,
So, and in the echoing chamber, it does sound a bit muffled to you, but you're not exactly sure what direction it comes from. But you begin to see, even within the mist, subtle, hanging, glowing, just orbs of light that expand outward, almost like a doorway or a portal opening up, and then they just form into this group of almost sort of primitive-looking female warriors, all of which are carrying battle axes, and they all immediately begin to attack the dragon. That one hit. That one hit. That one hit. So everything above 22 and up hit. And they're fighting recklessly, so.
So I counted 6 hits.
You got
Yeah, I get 58 points of damage. So they begin chopping into this creature, and it roars and is, even through its insanity, seems somewhat surprised, as it has been a long time since it's experienced this much pain. Are you doing anything else? Still have a bonus action.
No, that's it. I'm tucked away in here.
Right. Everybody sees this except Aurelia. He sees nothing.
That's right.
Axius.
Get him.
I'm moving over here and begin weaving the shadows around me. And as I'm doing that, similar shadows begin weaving around the dragon's head as I cast Phantasmal Killer.
Wisdom save.
nice. Oh,
However,
Does it use its legendary save?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I use my action point to cast it again.
Fortunately, I stupidly closed its character sheet, which I didn't actually want to do. That time it made it.
Okay. And I use my final action point to cast it again.
Jesus Christ.
And it uses its second legendary save.
Excellent. Axius sees it and he feels like, I'm wearing it down. We gotta figure something out, guys. We're fucking toast.
I imagine Axius just like fingers to the temple, like trying to get into his mind to be like, I'm gonna win.
Zarius.
Fucking Xavier. Professor X on this motherfucker. So what's the best thing here for us? That should have used that spell slot. There we go. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't. You know what?
What was that noise? Sounded like someone was seducing my dragon.
Right. You know what? Let's just go with good old blight.
I do have action points. Still.
Oops, that was an accident. I did it twice by accident, but
I only see it once.
okay,
Yeah.
good. I thought I heard it
No.
twice, but no, it was just you. Oh, there it goes.
There's the second
Yeah.
one.
Well, I prefer the second one.
I can see why, but you foolishly announced that was a mistake and not an action point. Double cast it. No, I don't care. You can take the second one.
It's a con save on his part.
Right. And he's pretty good at those.
He is.
Fine. He still takes a decent amount.
Is it like half?
24 damage.
This blight half
Necrotic.
damage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Yeah, half as much on a successful one. Yeah. I don't suppose he's a plant creature.
He doesn't seem to
It
be.
doesn't matter. He's still saved. So yeah. Where's that? Yeah, I don't know, bonus action if I want to do much. At the moment at least. Action point. Do I want to do action point? Yeah, so I'll just tell Axius, hit it with your hardest spell. And I will use an action point to perform my path to the grave. So that he is vulnerable to the next attack that hits him. Since you're going next. Or no, I'm sorry. No, you're not going next. My bad. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna like hold action to do that right before Axius' turn.
Yeah, actually, I was reading about this. One thing to note about it is it's with an attack, and the way attack is defined, it's something that requires an attack roll. So it's not necessarily any spell that does damage.
It's fine.
Hit it with an attack. Anyway,
Let's see if I
it's
can
fine.
oblige.
It is still babbling on, staring at Zarius.
Let me tell you.
Cursing you for all the things you made it do over all these many, many years. It
I'll
once
curse
again,
back at it.
and raging it further, it decides to attack you.
That's not who I am, you fool.
That's its turn.
Teal's going to use his reaction to try to dig a little bit further. Missing. See if I can get 3 more. Nope, none of those hit. As he just continues to try to pound through these scales.
Yeah, the dice are against you today.
They were okay in the beginning, but they
Right,
haven't
but-
panned out since.
Are those? You know what? Hold on. Before I do that, are those claws magical?
They are not magical.
Okay, that's handy.
Well, I did my attack in my bonus action, so
So that's your turn.
I
then?
guess I'll just leave. Yeah, that would just be my turn.
By the way, Tony, Clave has no spells that he's willing to use at this time that have an attack roll.
So
'Cause
Aurelia.
he has no plans to go Shadow Blade to claw with this thing.
Fine. He's obviously only attacking me.
Are you just going to have your warriors attack?
Is that an action on my part, or is that?
No, that's just, you just command them to attack.
Oh yeah, definitely have them attack.
Oh, actually, they're already attacking. You would have to basically tell them to stop at this point.
Right. Yeah, that's what I figured.
But are you doing anything yourself in addition to that? While you ponder that, I will roll for them.
Yeah, I'm pondering. Sorry.
Two more. So once again, a flurry of axe blows does a fair bit of damage to this thing.
All right, so I'm gonna peek out. Do I see Zarius? What is he? Is he looking rough?
I'm still over 100. I've got resistance to fucking all of his attacks, so it's helped me a lot here.
Okay.
I'm the Lucirosi of this fight. I'm yelling back at the fucking dragon and everything.
Take it. I'm within 60 feet of it, right?
Yes.
Actually, do I see T-hole on top of it fighting?
That would actually be kind of hard.
Okay, I figured since I'm peeking out,
Yeah, and it's like 20 feet tall.
I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
I mean, it's 20 feet tall when it's on all fours, which it currently is.
Okay.
So wisdom save. Let's see. Failed.
Holy shit. Okay.
Why did it
That's
only
sweet.
roll? Oh, it did roll all your dice. It's like, why
That-
did it only
that's
roll
sweet.
1d4?
That's sweet. 4 damage. But it does
Does
have
it even-
disadvantage on its next attack. So
Right.
Doesn't even want to use its save or its legendary save on that.
I mean, it didn't when it failed your blight or when it made you'd save. When you were casting blight on it, it didn't consider it. So it's still got one in its pocket.
Right.
It's not stupid. It's just crazy.
then I'll scoot back inside the thing.
Okay. Axios.
So technically, I held my action to do the thing. So even if you don't use it, I'll have it on my turn. So it's fine.
Okay. So Axios continues to press his manipulation of the shadows and casts Phantasmal Killer again. Why is it? Okay, hold on. There's a
It just countered it.
counter spell.
So that's a wisdom save.
Yeah.
And with that, it will use its last legendary save.
All right.
Zarius.
So the nice thing about that path to the grave is it lasts till the end of my next turn. So I am going to cast. Where are you at?
I feel concerned that this dragon hasn't been using its legendary actions, and I'm wondering why.
Cast Vampiric Touch.
Crazy.
So you missed.
A 21 misses.
Yep,
You are
Oh,
inspired.
I got my inspiration. So let's.
that's true. So you definitely hit that because it's 22 is the magic
Oh.
number.
Nice, and he is
And it's-
vulnerable to that attack.
So is this
I
just 8
guess.
damage or is it 8 plus the 8 at the bottom?
I don't know how that worked out. Let me just hit the damage again.
What was it? Was
Because it's
well,
supposed to
it
be
was
3d6.
right? So it was 8 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was trying
It-
to add 0 to it basically.
Yeah.
So it took 16
Yes,
damage.
And I gained 8 life.
There you go.
Just a little buffer. I'm only down like 30 hit points. That's
Anything
technically
else you're doing?
concentration. I don't know, really. I mean, I don't think I really need to do anything else. Maybe I'll do. Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Let's do a. I'll use my other action point, and I will call down a flame strike.
I mean, I feel like you would know
Why?
that the only the radiant damage
No,
could
I'm sorry.
possibly.
That's yeah. No, I'm sorry. You're right.
And
you're
you're
right,
gonna
right,
hit
right.
like T-hole and the other ones that are on it. Like
No, it's a pretty small radius. I think I could hit just him, but yeah, no, you're right. I did forget about that.
To be fair, T-hole's got evasion.
I mean, it is a 10-foot radius, so it's 20 feet across. There's not an obvious spot to put it, but yeah, the fire damage wouldn't hurt it at all.
Right. Oh yeah, no. So here we go. Let's do this. This is the one I really wanted to cast. Was Contagion with a 23 to hit.
Nice.
And then all right, so your touch
So,
inflicts
right.
disease. Yeah, let me.
What disease do you want to give it?
Chlamydia.
Which disease of the diseases in the spell do you want to give it?
Dragon AIDS.
Right. I give it rectal cancer. You may kill us today, but you're in for a slow death.
Let's see here. Let me double check here.
I like how one of them is called Slimy Doom.
Yeah, I think that's the one, honestly.
So it has to make 3 Constitution saves on its turn.
So Slimy Doom is the one.
Okay,
There's disadvantage on Constitution saves, and anytime it's hit, it's stunned.
right. And remind me at the end of each of its turns to roll the save.
Yep. I mean, it gets a
And
turn
it-
right now, so
Right. And it's poisoned, I believe, right? That's the
Yes.
immediate effect. And it probably won't get Slimy Doom, but could get unlucky.
right.
So let me just remind myself what poison does. Just
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage
ability
on
and
attack
attack.
attacks and
abilities.
ability checks.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see what it's going to do. The dragon looks at you as you cast your spell and reach out and touch it, and it immediately just starts laughing, which sort of half turns into crying. And it then begins laughing again and looking out at you, and it is going to try to unleash its breath weapon. Can't really hit that many people though. Let's see.
Oh. Hey. Accidentally, I just released the calm emotions.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I did Vampiric Touch, which is a concentration spell.
So
Shit.
Aurelia,
Do we get saving throws for all those other rounds then?
yeah, you should have taken saving throws for all the other rounds.
Okay. So how
How many rounds has
turns
it been? Like,
Like
maybe 2.
right, like
Yeah.
2.
All right, so there's one Zarius.
So it is breathing its breath weapon, primarily at Zarius. Aurelia, you're fine because you're inside the tower. So Zarius, you made it.
That's the wisdom save there.
Yep.
Oh, for the
For the fear effect, because the calm emotions is gone now.
yeah.
So
I'm
you are
going
still
back to-
frightened. You were frightened again, rather.
But somebody else is doing the fighting for me, so that's fine.
All right, excellent.
Clave,
I've saved.
Clave is free from it as well. So its neck goes back and you see it begin to glow and expand, and a blast of flame comes out, breaking around the column, but it will still catch Zarius and Clave.
Instinctively, my cloak begins to glow, and I cast Absorb Elements as a reaction.
I feel like I will, no matter what, fail on a deck save here. I don't think I can succeed. Unless I had inspiration, which I just used.
Both fail.
Ooh.
What's half of 83? I'm still resistant, so there's that.
Right.
Yeah, thank God I'm resistant.
Yeah.
41.
Yeah, 41.
26.
Yeah, I'd be
26.
dead. I'd be dead without this cloak. So thank God for this cloak.
And it then continues its sort of cry laughing. That's its turn. Teal.
Con save for the poison.
Yep, thank you.
We need to be able to damage his constitution.
He made it.
See what I mean?
He's got to
roll.
succeed 3 before failing 3, right?
No, he has to succeed on 1.
No, it's 3 and 3. Should be 3 and 3, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it
it's,
says
but
the
it's
target-
no longer poisoned because if the target succeeds. Oh, it succeeds on
If
three of
it's three,
these saves.
three of these saves, it's no longer poisoned.
Okay, you're right.
So does that mean when it has slight? I mean, it would have made it anyway, but it has disadvantage on its own con saves.
Nah, I think it has to fail all three before it has. The
Yeah,
slimy
it has to
jam.
fail the saves before it gets the disease. It's just poisoned until then.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got it. Cool.
I didn't catch that part of it either, but it's fine. Just damage its constitution. Easy.
Yeah, totally.
Go rip his fucking
Yeah.
heart out.
Gonna just start heave hoeing away with necrotic finger punches as I start digging into these scales, trying to like bust them apart.
So this time you, having softened it up with all those other attacks, two of your attacks clearly do additional damage as you could feel the scales cracking underneath your astral fists.
And I'll add a martial arts die to that. And I know it's a 1 in 20 chance of it succeeding, but you know, there are still a chance. So I'm gonna do a
A stunning
what's
blow.
it? Stunning strike.
Stunning.
Yep.
I'm trying.
And that'll be my turn.
Aurelia,
Um,
you can decide what you do. I will continue to have your warriors attack. Oh, I'm sorry. This one warrior, whether she made it or not, the one
yeah, I
that's
would have been
Desarius,
smoked.
she died in the flames.
Yep.
I forgot about her.
The fire and the flames.
I feel like it's fortuitous that tomorrow I'm going to see Dragon Force.
Are you really?
Yeah, you want to go? Tickets are like tickets are like $30. They're super cheap.
Where at?
The Metro. It's like 2 blocks from my house.
I'm going to talk to Lisa and seriously consider this because Dragon Force fucking rocks.
I
Yeah,
don't
they're
even know
playing
what it
tomorrow
is.
night.
Dragon Force.
Oh,
Through
You
the
don't know
fire and
Dragon
flames?
Force?
Nope.
Oh man,
Oh, it's
it's
like
like
a
it's power
movie?
metal.
Oh,
It's,
it's
power
so
metal.
good.
yeah, dude, we'll grab some dinner. I'm going with Paul with Rara.
Oh, nice.
So we can grab some dinner, some brews, and then go see Dragon Force.
Yeah, just look up Through the Fire and Flames. That's like their most famous song ever. If you've played Guitar Hero, you've probably played that song. It was in Guitar Hero 3 or some shit.
It was, yeah.
I mean,
feel like,
to their
I've
credit,
missed out all these years because I've never heard of them.
I've never heard of it either. So. I thought you were talking about a movie. I was like, $30 for a ticket? Like, damn, man.
Well, you know, gas prices nowadays.
right?
That's just the cost of the tank to get you there.
So is Aurelia doing anything else?
Well, I'm frightened, so
Right.
I can't attack it. However, I can cast 3rd level Beacon of Hope. And I believe Zarius is in the range. Right? Because it's whoever's within 30 feet.
Speaking of hope,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the
Max
spell.
healing.
Yep.
Max healing.
Choose any number of creatures within range. So it's 30-foot range. I don't think T-Hole's in that range, is he?
I mean, he's about 20 feet up.
So probably not.
So no, he would be out of range. But Clave is.
yeah.
Oh,
And I could
okay.
definitely
And-
use some healing. I have 20 hit points.
And
Okay,
a bunch,
yeah. So
a bunch of your warriors are as well.
Okay.
because these two are underneath the creature.
Which two? Okay.
Hold on. This is the only one that's on top of the creature. These two here are underneath.
So I guess so it'd be like 4 or 5 of them would get it.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, so
I mean, not that a lot of healing is going to be done on them, but
true.
But they do have advantage on wisdom saves and
right.
wisdom
So-
saves.
And hang in there, Zarius, and I'm going to inspire him.
Axius.
I'm going to continue to manipulate those shadows. So, wisdom saving throw.
Failed. Nothing you can do about it this time.
Yes! Fuck you, dragon! Now it's frightened, unless it's immune to fright. I don't remember. Hopefully it sees that guy that it's confusing Zarius with.
So it rears back, clearly afraid of something you can't see. Anything else?
No, nothing else I can do.
Okay. Zarius.
Yeah. What's the range on this again? 30-foot radius. Yeah. Easy. 6 creatures. So Aurelia hasn't been hit. Right?
Nope.
Cool.
Emotionally, yeah. So,
Emotional damage.
right.
I guess it's really just me and Axius who've been hit.
Mm-hmm.
Almost seems like a waste of a healing spell.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
just 2 people? I mean, what's the point? Oh man.
Just tell him you're saving the material components in case you need them later.
Good. Wow, it's a 5th level spell. I hate that. I hate that it's 5th level. How's the
I'm
dragon?
on.
How's the dragon looking? Anyway,
Heal him.
What's your passive insight?
passive insight is
Yes.
20.
It is not. It is probably about halfway done.
Okay.
So it is almost bloodied, like within a couple points of that.
Then, here's what I'm gonna do. If I use a spell from the beads, does it require material components?
No. Well, normally no. I don't think there are any spells that would. Like I'll say no.
Well, there's greater restoration, which requires diamonds.
Oh yeah, that I would say no. It doesn't.
Okay. Sweet. I'm just okay. So I'll just say, you mad fool, calm. And I'm going to cast Greater Restoration on him from the beads.
Yes. Cast Greater Restoration on the dragon while Axius Clave is bleeding out.
Are you down?
No.
Well,
But
then fine. Get behind
I'm
a
pretty
pillar.
close.
You'll be fine. Get behind a pillar. If he stops attacking, then you're fucking fine anyways. So here we go.
He's not going to stop attacking. We have 12 people hacking into him. Even if he has his senses, he's going to be like, fuck this.
He goes immediately after us.
So what sort of effect are you trying to end? Because you get to
I'm
pick
trying to stop the madness on it. Like whatever has addled his brain, I'm trying to correct.
Okay, because that's not curing madness isn't listed as one of the things you can do.
Uh,
Are you accidentally going to cure him of the contagious spell you cast?
He hasn't got
no,
that.
that's
yet.
lesser. That's lesser restoration cures poison, and he's not diseased.
But he's right. But if he's exhausted, you could take one level away to show that you're friendly.
I don't know. I'm just trying to like think outside the box is all.
I mean, if you wanted to spend an action point, I would say you could cure madness with greater restoration, but that's not
If
normally
we kill
what it
this
does.
thing and we got to mummify it,
Boy,
drag
wouldn't
this
that be
bitch
cool?
out of here. I'm telling you what.
Gotta take it with you. Summon your Veil Warriors. They've got to carry this thing out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have any action points left.
Ah.
I only had the 2. They are
So
used.
you would know that this is unlikely to work
Okay, fine.
unless it's like a curse and you're trying to lift the curse.
I don't imagine it's a curse. I think the guy's just gone insane.
Bingo.
I don't know. I was hoping maybe it, could do something. God, fine. I'll move to where I can see Axius. And I will cast the fucking Mass Cure Wounds, which heals us for max, technically, despite what that shows.
Yep.
Which is 3d8 plus 5.
So 29.
No, well, Axius would get his max H, right? Oh,
He
you get the
regains-
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
we get you're with that spell, you do what I do whenever he's at 0 hit points.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
Gotcha,
yeah,
okay.
we still have that like advantage on
Wisdom.
wisdom saves, which I think we've all saved by now, except for you.
Right.
Right.
So anything else you're doing?
It's not like you're doing it. I mean, you're buffing us, which is very handy actually. But I'll move back to this spot here, I guess, and then yeah, I don't know. I think that's about it.
It begins licking its chops as it's staring at Zarius.
It's cooking slowly, but a slow roasting might be what we need here.
Let's see, which way is it going to go? It then proceeds.
Maybe
it
a
seems
dry
like it's-
rub.
Right. It seems like it's in an argument with itself. And it begins to climb up and over the glass globe as it's, yeah, sure, it would actually fly up and over. So basically all of the warriors and T-hole, you're grabbed onto it. So it's not moving away from you, you're moving with it. One of the warriors is also moving with it. And Zarius and the rest of the Veil Warriors can all make an opportunity attack if you want. But it seems like it's flying away as it's having a conversation with itself, as it's not so sure it wants to slow roast you. Part of it does, but then possibly someone else in its head doesn't. So I assume the Veil Warriors will take their attacks. That's 11 of them.
Good. Good. Glad they got Sentinel.
Oh.
That's what I like to hear.
Um,
I mean, despite being frightened, technically these Veil Warriors have done more damage to the dragon.
Yes.
it's exactly what they're for.
They've got numbers on their side.
Right.
Can I?
So is Zarius taking an opportunity attack?
I did hit the button, but I was wondering if maybe I could hit it. I could try and touch it with the vampiric touch.
I would allow that.
Sweet.
That hits.
Nice.
So that'll
no,
be
no damage apparently.
I forget how you do crits.
You just max out the damage and add it to the base damage. So it's 18, it's 28 damage total.
Nice. And then I
think I-
heal half of that.
I think I counted 56 damage from the Veil Warriors, but I don't know what you counted.
I didn't get 56. Let's see.
So I'm saying my math was
I'm-
right.
Yeah, I got 31. Only 22 and up hit.
Okay, no, I might have counted.
So it's essentially the two crits. Oh, yeah, that one is not actually a crit. So it's technically 29. So it T-hole
Why-
and
why
one of the
isn't it a
Veil
crit?
Warriors. Because you're right, it had advantage. So I'll take
Yeah,
the
it's
2 back.
reckless.
So T-hole and one of the Veil Warriors are flying away with the dragon as it flies up towards the ceiling and now is flying in a circle clockwise around the tower. And it's T-hole's turn.
He has
Well,
some
it's got to
con
make 2
save.
saves
You're right.
and a wisdom save.
So first we'll do the wisdom save. That it made. And we'll do the
Okay,
con
so
save.
it's the
One. Oh, so close to.
Close.
It needs to be a 1.
Yeah. T-Hole's going to continue to dig into it.
That's true. I'm sorry. It can't actually fly in the direction I moved it because it's afraid of basically of Clave. So
no.
you're-
Now it's not afraid though.
right.
There we go.
Yep, that hit.
There's at least one. And just for S and G's, we'll do an attempt a stunning strike on the off chance it gets a 1. Nope.
Close, close.
I'm gonna spend an action point
Mm-hmm.
and do 2 more astral arm attacks. Neither of those hitting. That'll be my turn.
Aurelia. Your one warrior definitely is attacking,
Okay, good.
but
Ah.
didn't damage it this time.
Hmm.
One of the Veil Warriors does shout out to you that she doesn't know what to do Like, should they pursue it? Because it's flying way faster than they can run. And it seems like it's circling anyway, so they don't know where it's going to land. So you hear this, technically only T-Hole can understand what they're saying because they're speaking in an ancient druidic language.
Yeah. I don't have any remnants of that knowledge lingering there.
I would say you could probably recognize it, at least to the extent that a human is speaking it. You could recognize it, or a humanoid is speaking it. You would recognize it.
Sure.
So you doing anything else, Aurelia?
Okay. Come out of my, let's see, on my hidey hole here. I think I can get to Clave, right? Like, I'm assuming Clave still looks pretty rough, or no?
He looks better, but he's just over half.
Okay, so let me just look. See, I'm going to heal you for. Spell leader.
3d8 plus 5,
Uh,
29.
You know, second level, so it's 2d8, so 16 plus 5, yeah, 20, 21, right?
Yep.
Okay. And
Get back in there, man. Get
Wait.
back.
what?
Oh, okay,
Nice.
never mind.
Second level
So-
cure wounds.
Second level.
Okay,
If I can get back in there, I will.
plus 21.
Let's see. So it's like
Thanks, Aurelia.
5 feet out, and then yeah, you can basically get to about there as you make your way back towards the archway.
Okay. Well, I can try. I'll try to take cover behind it at least. So. All right.
And it's Axios' turn.
Okay.
I did forget to mention, but in the round after it ate the cow, Axios in particular, because you were right next to the glass thing, you would have noticed that the entire surface of the glass thing began to glow. And now there is an extra cow in there again.
Just as I surmised at the end of last session. Axios is going to dig down deep, and you see that his shadow actually begins to wrap around him, and he begins to absorb the light around him until he's covered. He's surrounded in a sphere of darkness. He moves over here so that he's actually in the darkness. It's not a magical darkness, and as that happens, you guys then see a beam of black energy, like lightning, launch into the dragon. So why are my spells not right?
Take that.
No, there. Okay, so he still takes 20 necrotic damage.
Nice. Ah, 2 10s in there and a 9. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I get a saving throw for the frightful presence every turn, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You have advantage.
It wouldn't matter.
Nice.
Axios doing anything else? Or Clave doing anything
No.
else?
No.
Zarius.
I'll take a step here again. Look at Axius. Is he still bleeding profusely?
You can't see him.
He's
He's
wrapped in
literally
shadow.
covered in non-magical darkness right now.
Cool. Then I don't care about him. That being said, I don't know if I have much else that I could really do at the moment.
I also forgot to roll this last time.
Yeah, he's got it back. Yeah, I'm getting low on the spells. Oh, you know what? Fuck, I could barely see him, right?
Yep.
Cool. Then fuck it. I'm gonna do the old Toll the Dead.
Failed.
Cool. That's it.
Okay. Finally. There's actually a pretty good chance that it acts normally, and this is the first time it's gotten that result.
First time.
So
Still
it
frightened
is
though, right?
it is still frightened. So it can't really get closer.
What's he frightened of?
I assume the origin of the fright is Clave. Technically, it may be the
Well,
phantom
he's-
creature. You're right,
can't-
he's not frightened anymore because
Yeah,
he made
he
a save.
saved.
So
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I was gonna say otherwise Clave can't be seen, so he can move freely.
So he is going to fly. I will move the two who are on his back. He's going to fly here and then turn and use his breath weapon.
Oh shit.
To get a whole bunch of people. So some of the 4 of the Veil Warriors, Aurelia, Zarius, and Clave all have to make saving throws.
All right, let me roll.
No fucking way. Not gonna happen.
Oof.
All right. I have inspiration.
Clave is down.
23.
So you made it. So you take a quarter of the damage.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right.
Is that the damage again? 50 or 86?
Yes.
Okay.
God damn.
Oops.
I used an
Not what I
action
wanted.
point, got the same fucking number. Don't have advantage on that. So
21 damage. Ha, still
So-
above 100.
4 of the Veil Warriors burst into flames. You might expect them to scream, but they actually just vanish as their bodies are burned up.
okay. Let's see.
That's its turn. So T-Hole is next.
Does it make its con save?
Oh yeah.
Probably.
I
She could somehow reduce that by 3.
No, there's nothing T-Hole can do. So T-Hole is going to use his active ability, Word of the Spirit, to speak into the dragon's mind. So telepathically and tell the dragon, there's an army on your doorstep waiting to kill you. You will never defeat them. You might as well just quit now.
So what is
They're
this
outside
ability?
this mountain. This is Word of the Spirit. It's part of Awakening of Astral Self. So it's just basically I can talk to it telepathically. And so only it can hear me.
Okay.
Or I can, yeah. So I've used it once before when we were
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like suggestion or not. So
oh yeah. No.
it's an interesting situation because at the moment it is actually clear-headed for this particular round. But this is the sort of thing, this will sort of linger in its mind most likely. But make me
Yeah.
a deception check to see just how much. Like at the moment, he doesn't necessarily believe you, but it could come up again.
Hold on. Let me just checking something. I'm pretty sure I get advantage on those. I'm just advantage on intimidation checks. Well, it says charisma checks. So yeah.
So this is a charisma check.
Yeah. So I get advantage on this. You gotta pick the right one. Not like it matters. But you know what? I'm gonna spend an action point. I'm gonna spend.
Sure.
I think it's action point worthy.
Is it? Fucking Dave.
First, for a 17, because I get advantage, so it's a 17. So it went from a 7 to a 17. It's all right.
So at the moment, it glares at you. You're not sure what effect it had, but you definitely caught its attention. What else are you doing?
And then I'm gonna continue to punch in it. See if I can actually hit it. Nope. That's my turn.
Okay. Aurelia. I assume the shadows have dissipated around the crumpled form of Clave.
Oh yeah, he is actively burning.
Did isn't that aura of courage or whatever the hell it was?
Beacon of Hope is
concentration?
gone. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or Beacon of Hope. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, did you roll your concentration check?
Can you actually pass it?
Pass the
But did you take the full brunt or did you
Yeah.
save?
So you just have to roll a 40.
Yeah.
Would a natural 20 work?
Not technically. I think it's fair to say when you take 86 damage, your entire beacon of hope disappears.
Either way, I'm dying.
I just realized I was concentrating on a spell. I failed it. Fuck. I only needed to hit a 10. All right. So my vampiric touch is gone.
So while you do that, there are a couple of your warriors around the thing, 2 underneath it and 1 on top of it who can attack.
Oh, okay, good.
If I can get to the right layer. There we go. So still okay damage. And as the axe digs into its side, there is a burst of blood this time. as it rips some scales away, but it's not quite dead.
Shit. Don't think Clave is on fire.
Right.
I'm kind of hoping. Shit.
And he's at 0 hit points.
Right.
Ooh, Clay will be fine. I'm gonna go before
Yeah.
the dragon does.
Yeah,
I-
Zarius hasn't lost anybody yet.
I'm trying to. All right. Mine can-
So if Clave dies, for the amount of shit that he has given Zarius, he would consider for a moment reviving him. He wouldn't
Yeah.
just immediately do it. It's like, is this fucking worth it?
Wait until 54 seconds have passed and then grudgingly cast the revive.
And Zarius would hear a ping in his head. Fuck you! And then you get the sense of middle fingers as he just refuses to return.
I'll take your diamonds, but I'm not coming back.
You know what happens to that body? Dumped in the water. Rot with in the water. You get no special treatment. Yeah, I don't know. If you could bring Axius behind the pillar, that'd be handy. That way he's, out of range of things.
Still can't reach T-hole. Shit.
He's further away now than he was.
T-hole's fine.
I haven't been hit once. Not
Yeah,
gonna.
he's fine. Yeah. I was below 100 hit points once.
Oh wait,
Another-
I'm still,
another hit
I
will get
can't.
it
I can't get closer to it. I'm frightened. I really would be frightened after taking 83 points of damage. 86 or whatever the fuck it was. All right. Well. Shit. Well. I'm gonna cast Beacon of Hope again. And then I'm gonna run my ass inside here.
See, you can't get any closer to it though, so you can't even approach it to get in. You could move behind the pillar and away, but you can't like move in and then duck under the hole. I was thinking like you would go here so that you're out of line of sight of it. And all of these warriors actually would, I realized now, move up so they can actually attack too.
Okay.
Let's remove with them. So that's 4 more. And for the first time in this fight, it is under 100 hit points. Which for it is amazing.
Quick. Cast power word kill.
So Axius, make me a death save. Probably doesn't matter, but formalities.
You have advantage.
Yeah, technically he does. That's right.
It's Zarius' turn.
All right, so the beacon is back up, right?
Yep.
So I guess
Does the beacon apply to me? No.
should.
Yeah, there's
Does
no
it?
reason it wouldn't affect you.
Okay.
Too.
All right. Oh shit! I got that wisdom. I got to see if I'm still frightened. Probably still fail. Oh yeah.
Indeed. um yeah, so I guess let's just go here. And I guess we'll do an upcasted mass cure wounds. It's technically max of 48 plus 5.
So 37.
So Clave comes back to consciousness on fire.
Yeah, and he's like, ah!
Why do you prolong my agony?
Yeah.
So I went here on my way. Fucking stupid. The box for this thing is fucking 10 square or 4 squares. The torch here.
Yeah, I can shrink it down.
But I figured maybe on my way back I can like snag it and like toss it further along
Sure.
while I go back here. I'm not like throwing it at it, just like up.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
continual flame, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
don't
That's
wanna
your
throw it.
object interaction for the round.
I don't want it near the water, so we'll go here. So yeah. I will stand right here though.
Okay. Let's see. It begins crying again.
With the frightful presence.
Well, it doesn't have to use its frightful presence, so we will see if it has access to its breath weapon again. There we go. It does.
Fucking. There goes Clave again. I don't know. Maybe he changes directions.
He might. He's gonna have to
Arius
take
looks healthy.
a couple attacks of opportunity. So yeah, he will take a couple attacks of opportunity to jump over here. Damn it.
2 attacks.
He
2
didn't
hit.
think he didn't think it was gonna take that much damage from just that many. And so one of them is still on his back, but he can burn the rest of them. So they all vanish in a burst of flame. I don't want to catch your torch. But that's its turn. T-hole.
Teal's gonna make an opportunity or a reaction for an opportunity, or not an opportunity attack, but for a sentinel feat before, failed miserably. See.
I mean, technically, I don't. The Sentinel feat works when he makes an attack on someone else, but a breath weapon doesn't
Oh,
really
it's
count
not
as
an
an attack.
attack. That's fair.
But it's fine. He missed anyway.
Yeah. See if there's anything I can do besides just hitting. Could do Wand of Fear, but Wand of Fear has got, it's probably just not even worth it because his
I
modifiers
mean,
are
he
more than
definitely he looks visibly pretty rough now. So it's not going to take too much more to kill him. It's just a question of whether or not he can kill some of you in the meantime.
insane.
Rough.
Yeah, your alternate
Yeah.
attacks. There have been a lot of times that you've gotten above 22 on, like, if you
Yeah.
had advantage.
Right.
Now that is my turn.
Okay, Aurelia.
So what did it do? Just, well, hell, I'm not looking at it, so I don't know.
Right. I mean,
Serious, what's it doing?
you definitely saw that there was a burst of flame because it stretched across the southern half of the cavern, 90 feet from where the dragon is. And you know that's where your warriors all congregated. So you should be aware that they probably took some casualties in that blast.
Okay. So it shot its breath weapon again?
Yes.
Nice. Hmm.
And your one remaining warrior will attack, of course.
Oh, I got one left.
Yep, on his back. The
One
one that was on his
uninvited.
back has not been in a position to be breathed on.
Yes. Hang in
Although
there.
technically it's immune to its own fire, so it could just turn its head and try that.
Not a whole lot I can do. I can't get inside the door because that means I'd go near it, right?
Right.
So I guess I can kind of move this way to stay at least away from it. Or am I
Right.
still? Okay.
So you're not going to inspire anybody?
I did use mine again.
Yep.
But
Yeah, but
I don't know.
it would be nice to have an inspiration in case I get hit with a breath weapon, since I don't take half damage.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say that might be a better option right now, though.
Lave, you look like shit. You're inspired.
You look better than Kato. I don't know what that means.
I just imagine that Flav hears you look like shit, and you take that as I'm alive. I've lived.
Yeah.
I don't look like I'm dead.
Though you resemble Kato. Who the fuck is that? It's off somewhere in a prison. Kato sneezes.
So is Aurelia doing anything else, or just inspiring Kato, or Kato inspiring Clave?
Clave, Cato Clave. Yep.
Clave's turn. Newly
Okay.
inspired.
Let's see. Since I'm moving, can I get a running start to jump across the water?
Yes.
Okay. So my long jump distance is 8 feet. Can I do an athletics check to clear the 10 feet?
Sure. That is just enough to get you 2 more feet.
All right.
Aurelia watches Clave after she inspires him just run towards the dragon, just shakes her head.
Does
That's not that.
Yeah, she just assumes you're suicidal at this point.
10,
I didn't inspire you to be an idiot.
So yeah, Clave is gonna go right here because he figures if the dragon points at them, he won't be caught in it. If it points at him, well, he's still fucked. But 50-50 odds are better than 100% certainty. So so that's his action and move action.
Okay. Zarius.
I can still just see him, right?
Yep.
All right. That means
At least I
Assume so. Let's see.
Yeah, you can see him.
there we go. Toll the dead. Some decent damage there. Wow. Of all the fucking times. He's been failing wisdom saves left and fucking right. I get some decent damage on this thing.
Anything else you're doing?
Say 5, 10, 15. I'm just gonna stand here like in front of the torch so that like I'm backlit. Everybody knows dragons can't see in the
In silhouette.
yeah.
That's the
Dawn
folk
and
wisdom.
dusk. Dawn and dusk, they can't see. Superior vision at night and in day, but dawn and dusk.
Well, he's gonna fly back over here where he was before. And Aurelia and Zarius.
Fucking hell.
Yes,
Oh,
I
damn.
made the right call.
The fuck's up with this guy recharging the son of a bitch so
I know.
easily?
He-
I can't make this save, so and I'm not inspired this time, so
So Aurelia takes 92 damage.
I take 46. Back down just below 100.
Is Aurelia still up?
Yep. No more beacon of hope.
Hope is lost.
It's Teal's turn.
It's gonna continue. One of these days, he will puncture. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Let me check something. Empowered strikes. Unarmed strikes count as magical, but not monk weapons. So we'll continue to punch. Hey, there we go. There's some
There you
hits.
go. 30 damage plus your
And-
martial arts die.
Yes. And I'm going to attempt stunning strikes. I'll take 2, so I'll deduct 2 Kai points. I got 7 left. Second one was closer.
Anything else you're doing?
As no, that's it. Just starting to bust up the scales.
Yeah, at this point you've ripped away a lot of scales on its back. And you can see that it is squirming visibly now as you were hitting it that time. Whereas initially it wasn't even reacting when you were damaging it. So Aurelia.
All right. Is there any way I can get back inside?
I would say you probably can do it this time.
Fantastic.
You can hurt it. That'd be great.
I don't think that's so
I'm
fun.
still frightened of it.
You can still
don't
hit
know.
it with something. If it has to make a save, you don't have to worry about the frighten.
And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds because, I kind of need that right now.
Are you going to inspire anyone? Oh, that was a good one.
30, so I get 34 back. That's good. That was good. So that's easy to add 34 plus 2. Let's see here. Oh, make my save. I'm still terrified of this thing.
Axios or
Okay.
Clave. Which form are you in
So-
now?
I'm in Clave. I look like Clave. Real emo edgelord looking dude. Clave is gonna move here. I think that's the right spot, right? No, I think it was here. And Clave burned and battered and nearly out of energy. He shouts up to the dragon, "Hey, dragon, I bet you haven't had a belly scratch in thousands of years. Wouldn't that feel nice right about now? Why don't you lay down over here? We could scratch your belly." And I use suggestion.
Hit it. Hit it. What is this? Where are you telling it to lay down?
You're pretty sure it thinks that's a good idea.
Oh my god. Clave is stunned. He's like,
Man, you should have offered the happy ending. What are you doing?
Clave hopes that people understand that we all get close and just start bashing it once it's exposed. That's my
So,
turn.
yeah, it is looking for a spot near Clave to actually lay down, preferably with, a spot with fewer rocks. And it's Ares' turn.
So yeah. Oh, so it hasn't moved yet, right? So
It has to move on its turn.
well, if it's over here, I'm not going to be able to hit it with anything except for spells, which is fine. I mean, literally, the melee people are exactly where they need to be. They're right on them. So I don't know how high up he is.
I mean, he is on the ground at the moment.
Oh, okay. Cool. So he's within 30 feet of me,
Yes.
is what you're saying. Then, I
Also, Axios yells, "Don't hit it! don't strike it just yet. I mean, not yet. Don't do it. Wink, wink, wink,
Don't
wink.
strike it at all.
We're gonna rub its belly. Wink, 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 wink."
Zarius closes his eyes for a moment as he gathers magical energy, which probably, sort of looks like gray tendrils of magic that emanate from him for a moment before they focus in, before he basically breathes in and says some divine word that nobody understands, not even him, and he will cast divine word. He has to make a charisma saving throw.
Did you just attack this thing?
I used divine word.
What does divine
What does
word
divine
do?
word
It
do?
didn't actually display it. Here it is. If he's at 20 hit points, he fails the save, he dies. Otherwise, he's just like deafened
Yeah,
and
but
blinded.
then my suggestions are not going to work now.
And then I didn't hit him.
I was saying, don't attack.
I didn't attack. What are you talking about?
You did.
So what does it look like when this spell hits? How do you envision it?
It's just a bellow of magical energy, inspired by some divine tongue that even I don't understand.
So you see, it is still sort of looking for a spot to lay down. And then this is right after it's told to come over for a belly rub. This divine word is spoken, and you can see it moves a bit in reaction to it, but it isn't affected by it. Are you doing anything else, or is it its turn?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to do. So
It begins to look back at the glass enclosure. So first it's going to come here and then get a snack, because obviously if you're going to get belly rubs, you might as well be getting a snack. And then it is going to come over here and lay down. But it's going to try to, because it can do at least this much, as it munches on a goat, roll over and try to get those two annoying creatures off of its back. So the T-hole and the last Veil Warrior can make me dex saves.
Are you kidding me?
Oh man, a 1 and a 2.
Not fatal. Well, it shouldn't be fatal. So you take a little bit of crushing damage as it scratches its back on the stone beneath you.
I'll take 9.
But then it's exposed its belly to Clave, expecting
Yeah.
belly rubs to ensue.
And Clave is going to shout, "Hey guys, why don't we all gather around to give this thing belly rubs?" Belly rubs.
Whatever, Clave.
This is deep water.
We should all give belly rubs at the same time, maybe at the count of 3.
There's no way I'm making it over there.
Zarius, Aurelia, maybe you guys can use magical belly rubs. You have that magic, right?
I'm good.
Not from this
Magical
far
belly.
away. I cannot see him.
I think it would be hilarious if Aurelia cast like Mage Hand to actually give belly rubs.
But if you miss, they're just chin scratches.
Yeah.
So actually,
well, yeah. If you miss, it's inappropriate touching, angering the dragon further.
Red Rocket takes on a whole new meaning.
Knocking Clave into the scalding water.
Oh, technically, sorry, Zarius, when it walked past you to get a goat, you could have taken attack of opportunity twice, in fact.
It sounded like we didn't want to attack him, so probably should have. So he's right here where I can actually see him.
I mean, you can move the thing, the torch with you. Anyways,
I wanted it for
So-
mood lighting.
so
Technically,
T-Hole,
I forgot to check
Clave,
the save.
and so T-Hole, Clave, and the warrior all are relatively close in turn. Can we all just get close and then time our attack
How long is he going to lay there?
until we give him the belly rub?
Until his-
Well, I mean, you
until
could-
his
yeah,
What
turn.
was your suggestion?
I would
To
say
give-
yes, you can time your attacks to, I will essentially let you all take an attack of opportunity at the same time.
Okay. Because Clave's thought process is if it's lying exposed with its belly up, it presents its vital areas, and if we can all attack at the same time, maybe we can fucking kill it.
So it is prone in front of you.
Okay. So
So you all have an
Clave.
advantage on your attacks at least.
Clave is going to use his bonus action to cast a 3rd level Shadow Blade.
She is going to miss when she makes her attack.
And then with the Shadow Blade, he's going to use the Vampiric Blade, cantrip through it. So
It's just an opportunity attack, so so only the first one counts.
all right, so here's mine. Yes. No, it's fucking. I was looking at the wrong thing. I saw the green and I got excited.
Do you still have inspiration?
I do. Oh, Thank you. Yes.
So I don't know. Can I, before we attack, like do my path to the grave?
So I need both T-Hole and Clave to roll me D100s. Higher is better.
Higher than what?
Right. So you two may argue about this for the rest of your lives for all I care, but for internal headcanon, it is the 6 points of damage after the 32 that kills it. How do you want this thing to die?
I mean, so T-Hole, not one to turn down the opportunity to dick punch a dragon, was just gonna go for the low blow.
Well, couldn't it be simultaneously like I stab it right through its throat as T-Hole goes for the dick? And
Like I say, you two can describe it however you want, and you may well wind up arguing which one of you actually killed it. But technically, if you were to like use divination or some other magical means, they will technically the gods would give the kill to T-Hole because he rolled better. But you know, to the naked eye, this was a photo finish. So
Dustin, are you cool with just sharing a double kill?
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool as Dustin. The player is cool.
Okay, so then what is?
And that is exactly what I expected.
This depends on who you ask.
You know, either way, it was my belly rub gambit that allowed for it to happen. Which
All I
was
can
really
say is
just
when the story is told, there may be different versions.
honestly, that was basically a fever dream with Clave thinking that this might be worth trying because he was like, we're gonna die, whatever, fucking go for it.
Wisdom saves were it's like among its weaker saves. It only had like a +9, which is great, but it's not an automatic win against an 18.
It actually wasn't great at the charisma save. It just rolled fucking 18 or 19. Unfortunately.
So, I mean, I think it's clear if it wasn't
charisma.
crazy and taking occasionally random actions, this probably would have killed people.
Oh yeah.
But
So-
now the carcass of this beast is in front of you. You could see there is still a fire burning inside, but it is dying as its guts begin to sort of spill out of the hole that has been the various holes that you've punched and sliced into its corpse.
So Clave is gonna go crazy. He's not just gonna stop with one stab with his shadow dagger. He's going to repeatedly do it over and over and over again into its head and neck and face, and kicking it and beating it with his hands.
Zarius would stop him from doing that.
The minute that Zarius pulled Clave from it, Clave would then just collapse to his knees and begin sobbing, just incredibly emotional that he is even alive.
Zarius
Slave crying?
Zarius will lean over the head.
She says, coming from her hidey hole.
Yes.
There's no crying in D&D.
Zarius will just like lean over the head of the dragon as the light's fading. That's little blessing of Osiris upon him before he departs.
We
boy.
survived. We've survived a fucking dragon.
Yes, and nary a scratch on me.
Meanwhile,
Same.
Clave is clearly burned, his robes charred in several places, even though some of them are magical scars that are probably would have formed if he weren't a changeling.
You. I couldn't see very well from on the dragon's back. We should rest. And Zarius apply his healing. Assuming Zarius?
I'm right here.
Did you see that dick punch? That dragon never saw it coming.
A dragon does not have one of those.
Then pray tell me what it was I punched, Zarius.
You would not understand.
Clearly.
I will grant you that it is the closest approximation.
I can't believe we survived. A dragon. An actual dragon.
Yes, it was mighty sick in the head. It's probably a good thing we put it down.
You have
It can
no
rest
idea.
easy now. I heard it muttering every word. That was disturbing. It really hated you, Zarius.
It mistook me for someone else.
We got to bury this one too.
We do not.
Are there does T-Hole know if there are like dragon parts that are like valuable in trade?
I mean, give me an Arcana check. I mean, you would know that there are various, in addition to the fact that the skin, I mean, the skin is pretty battered at this point, but there's still probably enough sections of the skin that could be salvaged that, you know, people would want it. Like, certainly dragon heads are incredibly rare and used to be sold as trophies. There's any number of rich people who would be willing to pay for a dragon head of this size. A dragon head of this size probably weighs about 400, 500 pounds. So, you know, a little difficult to transport. Various organs, you wouldn't know the details of how to turn them into like potions, but dragon hearts and livers and lungs can all be used in potions. Its blood can be used to make items that help people resist fire. So yeah, so almost every part of the dragon could be valuable to someone. You know, a few parts less than others, and certainly like if you just take them and they all rot, they'll lose their value. So you need some way to preserve it.
Gotcha.
Can Clave take one of its eyes?
Sure. I mean, give me a survival check because you still have to get it out of the skull, or get someone else to get it out for you.
Zarius, can you help me get one of its eyes?
The worst person to ask.
Let me see. This might be fine. There's a survival check for you.
So you're able to easily extricate the eye without damaging it.
Okay. As an illusionist, Clay values the eyes of strange creatures.
Well, that thing was
That's
certainly
true.
strange.
Teal was also there when the dragon assassins, the dragonborn assassins that came after Zarius were using a dragon eye to locate him. Although one encased in crystal, so they're probably valuable to someone too.
Tell me about the size of this the horn on his head.
I mean, it's about the part that projects out from the skull, because there are ridges that are built into the skull directly, but the part that is poking at the back is about 5 feet long, about 1 foot wide at the base.
I would like to try and extract both the horns.
Okay.
Like
give me,
the parts that are, just the parts that are sticking out, basically.
right. So give me 2 more survival checks.
Fuck.
So the first one you definitely get pretty cleanly. The second one is a little banged up in the process. You didn't quite get as much of it as you might have wanted.
Yeah. As
it cracks as you move it out. The horns themselves probably weigh about 30 pounds each. The eye is like, kind of like a little bit smaller than a basketball and weighs about 20 pounds.
A heavy eye.
If you figure out how to use it, it has like blind sight and better dark vision than most.
Mm-hmm.
And Teal's gonna see Zarius trying to rip up the horns and like poking out the eyes as like this is okay. And just start going. He's gonna start bloodletting into his water skin to fill it up with dragon blood.
I mean, he was
That's
doing
not
it
where I thought that was going.
He was doing it respectfully.
I thought for sure T-Hole was going to take its dragon dick.
I mean, so
the fertility thing.
Just shellac that thing.
There is there's maybe no magical potion that requires a dragon dick, but if they could sell rhinoceros horn as an aphrodisiac, I'm sure red dragon dick can be sold to the masses.
I mean, we're going to Il Shabazz. Like maybe that's maybe there's a party of interest there.
Till you meet some smart ass who's like, dragons don't have penises.
Like I said,
That's why this is really rare.
It's a one of a kind.
Yeah. How big are the scales?
I mean, they're about fist size. I mean, it depends on the part you're looking at. There are some tiny scales, and then some on the back in particular, some that are like about the size of a dinner plate, but the average size is about the size of a fist. Like the smallest ones are generally like around the mouth where it needs a lot more motion.
Is there a way to collect them to at least some to, because I was hoping I'd try to fix it to my studded leather armor, but I don't know if that could happen or not.
Right. So, I mean, you probably could, but the way like dragon scale armor is made is to take the skin. So you turn that into a leather with the scales still intact on it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's essentially what Zarius wears.
burned plate.
Right.
Am I allowed to wear that as a bard or no?
I mean, if you got you'd probably be able to find somebody who could make essentially studded leather armor out of it.
Okay. So I guess I would try to attempt to do that, or see if Zarius could do that, since my survival isn't very good.
So she would like you to take enough skin basically to make a full suit of armor out of it, like leather armor.
Right. I am no leatherer. I do not know how much you need.
Well, guess.
I'm sure it will be heavy.
So, I mean, you collect, it's more than enough in square footage to cover a body the size of Aurelia's, front and back, like wrapped around her. So you imagine it's more than enough to make a suit of armor out of.
Right.
Right. And it is, still living tissue at this point. So there's like fat clinging to it and blood, and it's still basically, it's not dried out or anything like that. So, it's like 40 pounds of skin. Once you finally dry it out, it'll be a lot lighter than that.
You said how much did the horns weigh again?
30 pounds. So, and now that you're on this side, you can see that the stream that's flowing through here, the underground river, is flowing out of a passage to the south.
Is the stream still seem to be as hot?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not boiling. It's probably like 120 degrees, which is not something you would want to stand in, like for prolonged periods. For short periods, it might be a minor, more of an annoying burn.
So as Clave kind of recovers, he'll say, all right, so we still have a job to do. We need to find these circles, these runes that provide power to the teleportation circles.
Looking off to the south, does it look like the south is the right way to go?
You don't necessarily know. You just know that this underground river flows to the south. It must come in somewhere too, but you haven't seen where it's coming into the room. And you haven't seen any other means of exiting, but this flows essentially, the cavern narrows where the river flows, and it seems to exit this cavern to the south. If you since you've been here for a while, I'd say you eventually figure out that it's entering from a similar sort of passage from the north.
So is the room that we're in, does it extend beyond what we can see on the map?
Yes.
Okay. So Clave is going to summon his dancing lights again and try and send them around the room to see if there's anything in particular of interest.
So make me a perception check. Sending them around, you're pretty sure that there's only those two passages in and out. The one to the north is significantly bigger, probably not big enough for the dragon to easily move through, but big enough for it to squeeze through. And it appears as though you could travel to the north through the northern passage without going underwater. The river flows south, and eventually it gets like the river's just, there's maybe a foot of clearance at one point between where the river is and the ceiling of the passage it's flowing through. It looks as if probably in some points in time it might be a little bit higher, and so it fills that passage sometimes. But at the moment, there's air. You could swim through it and keep your head above water, but you probably couldn't do it without and stay completely dry unless you wind walk through it.
Mhm.
Guess if I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself. We're gonna continue doing stuff. Good grief.
The passage to the north, though, is actually probably at its lowest point is probably about 30 feet high above the surface of the water. It's a little bit narrow. It gets to be about 20 feet wide. So, like I said, the dragon probably could have squeezed his way through that if he wanted to.
Why he didn't?
Well, you don't know that he didn't. He was in this room when you got here. There might be something to the north, and he just happened to be
Yeah.
in here. Maybe he has a wife. Go find a
Twin
wife.
brother.
Can we consider this? Can we do a short rest and spend some hit dice?
You could always try.
If we do that, we should go into the stairwell.
Are you afraid that something other than a dragon is going to come and attack us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Always better to be cautious.
All right. I have no problem with being cautious. Um,
And it'll give Aurelia a chance to do Song of Rest.
Right.
Yeah, you're able to short rest in the stairwell. You don't see anything come by. How long are you going to be resting?
just long enough to.
It's just an hour. It's the
Mhm.
minimum.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that Clave is concerned about is catching his breath and recharging some of his spells.
Perfect.
So is Song of Rest, does everybody roll separately D10 or is it one roll? that everybody gets it?
I usually just do it as one roll. You either do a good job or a bad job. There you go.
Yes.
Did an excellent job. Oh, shit.
Extra D6. It's just a D6, right, for the Song of Healing? Assuming you do that.
Song of Rest is D10.
Oh,
roll
it's-
10.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect. I'm fully healed. I only have a handful of spell slots, but I'm fully healed.
I'm not, but it's much better than it was.
I'm actually okay with spell slots now that I've done some arcane recovery. I mean, I don't have any of my highest level spells.
What?
So near the end of your short rest, after having a quick conversation with Aurelia, the last of the Veil Warriors vanishes, disappearing into a quick burst of light.
All right, so it seems like we have two options. We can go to the south or we can go to the north.
Well, the north is bigger, right?
Yeah, either way, I think we should assume our cloud forms just to make this as quick as possible. Zarius, dragons like the one that we just managed to slay, they typically have hordes, don't they?
Yeah, this one says he was enslaved, so he might have been deprived of that.
Hmm. Well, let's keep our eyes out. There could be something useful in addition to the whatever these arcane things that power the teleportation circles.
Grant me 10 minutes, and I can keep an eye out.
With what?
I will be able to detect magic.
Okay.
I don't want to use a spell slot. I have very few. So I'll
I mean,
begin to.
we're already resting. It doesn't harm anything to also cast a ritual with that.
I don't know. I feel like ritually casting something is, disruptive of a short rest.
Right, but it's only another 10 minutes. So you do it at the
Yeah.
beginning or the end.
I'll also do the I'll also ritually cast detect magic then. Just in case. Just have another set of eyes on things.
So as you fly to the north, you do see more signs of construction of artificial carving in the rock. It does appear as though whatever was down here, though, was really carved into the actual rock rather than built in the traditional sense. It's got a sort of dwarven flavor to it, although the architecture is fairly of a fairly odd design, at least one that you wouldn't have seen before. Eventually the passage widens out again and you see what is more or less an intact structure, although it is kind of like a series of enormous cubicles. They're fairly stylized and decorated, at least there are carvings in all of the rocks. But they do sort of give off the sense of pens. Then in the center of this circle of pens, you see there are a series of ancient dragon skeletons, mostly decayed into just dust, but with occasional bones sticking out, and in particular, parts of skulls of dragons that are arranged into a circle. The center of the circle is sort of big enough for the dragon you just killed to lie in. But all of these dragons seem to be of different sizes. They're not necessarily all ancient. None of them are nearly as large as the one you just killed. And in the very center of the circle, you do see there is a pile of treasure and then other objects that might just have been sort of salvaged over time. There are just crates of things around the edges on the outside of the dragon skeleton.
Any of this detect is magic?
No, none of it does. This particular room does end, but it ends in a section that is clearly collapsed, and it appears as though it would have in the past have gone on further.
So what does the dragon hoard look like it consists of? Coins, gems?
There
something
are a
else?
lot of coins. There are some gems in there. There are parts of what look like a disassembled chariot, maybe. At least you can see two wheels. A lot of the stuff, there are crates of things, like I said. Looking at them, they appear to be crates of weapons. A lot of the crates are in pretty bad shape. But nothing detects as magic. So it's like a crate of non-magical short swords is part of the hoard. But there are tens of thousands of coins. Make me an investigation check. Some of them are silver, some of them are gold. Some of them you're not even sure what the metal is. It's just a sort of pale yellow metal. It's definitely not gold.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I would take probably a handful of those, but then how does it look like there's any platinum coins in here?
No, you don't.
See any platinum?
Okay.
Like I said, there is silver and gold, and after a minute or two, you
Sort of figure out.
that these oddly pale yellow coins might be electrum, but you're not aware of anybody using electrum coins.
Okay. I'll only take like 4 or 5 probably, and then the rest I'll how much do you think I could fit into a pouch?
I mean, you could probably fit like 200 into a standard pouch,
Okay.
not more. I mean, it's more the weight that would destroy a pouch than the volume, because the coins get heavy, 50 to a pound.
Okay.
Yeah, find a bag of holding. Just
They're
shove all the
incredibly
coins
rare
in there.
items.
Apparently.
It didn't occur to me that that Brendan's character was just going to wander off with Lucia Rossi. So I assumed you would have access to his bag of holding.
Didn't work that way.
So, but yeah, you would gather that there are, maybe 40, 50,000 pieces of gold here. The coins are all old. So you're not sure who minted them. A lot of them are worn down, though. At this point, the average coin you would pick up here is more or less just a metal slug. And you realize in digging through it that underneath everything, there is just a mixture of just powdered metal, as the dragon has been rolling around on these coins for a couple thousand years. This hoard was probably at one point in time truly vast. And he's just been sort of scooping it in, and the smallest bits have been falling to the bottom over time. But even though there's still, metal slugs, like 40,000 golden slugs, many tens of thousands of silver, even probably 40,000 or so electrum coins, whatever they might be worth.
Okay.
No gems.
You'd have to dig around to find gems.
Well,
Still,
like,
it's a pretty big pile. They're not all sitting on top. So you make me an investigation check.
I mean, I'm not digging heavy. Like, if there's some easily accessible, I'm gonna grab them.
Right, make me an investigation check.
Not very good at this.
Because you're looking for gems in the dark.
No, I don't. No, now I got a torch.
Right. So you do see one gem.
Cool.
It's a ruby.
Nice. I got a ruby. It's my ruby and it is good.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else around here, then we should probably try the other way now.
So is anybody taking any of the treasure other than, a few coins and the ruby?
Nothing
Serious,
detects
how much-
magical.
No, nothing detects as magical.
Serious, how much do you think it'll cost to make this armor?
I do not know. A specialist would be needed.
And it would take some additional
And
magic to
time.
make it work. It would cost a fee. You would know enough to know that that sort of thing does cost money, like a good bit of money sometimes.
Likely a lot.
A lot meaning 1,000?
That is not a lot.
I mean, he found a ruby. There's probably other things
Yeah, it
that
looks
are a
like
little
I'm
more
gonna have
valuable.
to start looking through here, see if I can find anything.
So make me an investigation check.
Oof.
So yeah, you're not able to find anything. You do find there is like a small black orb that seems to be engraved with runes, but you can't read the runes.
Well, I hope that's worth something.
T-hole's not going to take anything.
So I will tell you the just you'll have to get it engraved or appraised, but the ruby is worth 4,000 gold pieces, and the orb is worth 2,500 gold pieces.
1,000. Amazing.
And somewhere Nimrod just got really angry, and he doesn't know why. So after you pick
Okay.
that up, you're headed south.
Yep.
Yep.
So moving into the passage to the south, you pass through the room with the dragon's body still in it. Hanging just above the surface of the water, you no longer feel the heat anymore, but you can see ahead of you in the distance. I assume you're doing the same thing where you cast light on somebody and have them fly ahead. As you get closer, or as you get further up the passage, rather, you begin to realize that the sound of the rushing water that you heard is getting louder as the channel here narrows. As near as you can tell, it's still pretty deep. The water is kind of filled with silt, so it's a little hard to see how far it is to the bottom. But you eventually come to where the water is just pouring down a hole that seems to lead into another cavern that has opened up beneath you. As you sort of fly down into that hole, as there's no other way to go, you pass into a chamber that is clearly, once again, of worked stone. And you can see there is a very large pool of water beneath you with several bodies of Kuatoa laying essentially in an arc around a set of metal doors that lead out to the to the east. There are also doors on the north and south walls of this room.
So they're laying in an arc. Like, are they laying like on their sides and that their bones are positioned?
Right. So they're essentially, this room is almost completely filled with water, but there is a series of steps that are rising up out of the water, leading to these double metal doors. And around the doors, like, not necessarily like purposefully arrayed this way, but it looks as if they died right at the precipice of the doors, and that they were standing in like an arc around the doorway, maybe fighting something. You don't know.
Gotcha.
But they are sort of still half in the water. The doors leading north and south, again, are somewhat raised, and there are steps that lead from them into the water that's filled the room. So once upon a time, this room was, you probably had to walk up and down stairs to get to these doors. There may be other doorways that are submerged and you can't see.
Is there anywhere safely for us to turn into our normal form?
Assuming you don't want to be in the water, the only place you could all fit is on the stairs next to the set of double doors where all the skeletons are.
All right, well, Clay will go there and start turning into himself.
Yeah, and Teal will follow suit.
Does anything within 30 feet of where I am radiate as magical?
You do sense when you are on the platform, when you are essentially right above the surface of the water, you do sense that there is some magic in the water below. And you can make a perception check. You can faintly make out beneath the surface of this water, there is what looks to be some sort of arcane sigil, but it is glowing very faintly. It's just hard to make out through all the water. You figure it has to be maybe 30 feet down. And the water in this room is just as hot as the water in the place above. So not deadly, not even necessarily enough to cause a mechanical problem unless you're in it for a long period of time. You could like take a quick dip and take no damage at all. But if you spend an hour in there, you probably die.
Mm-hmm. What about the door?
The door does not detect as magical.
Does it have any clear way of opening it? Any doorknob or lock or anything?
You don't see anything like that. There are sigils in the door, but there's no knob or any place to like get a handhold.
Okay, Clave is going to very cautiously touch the door. Does anything happen?
So when you say cautiously touch the door, what does that mean?
Like just like kind of very, very gingerly like start putting his hand up on it. Like at first with just his fingertips and just to kind of see if it's electrified or anything like that.
Press the door.
Just the tip, just to see how it feels.
That is touching the door in a different way than I was picturing. So make me a dexterity save. So you are able to narrowly avoid being shocked as your hand gets close to the door slowly, and an arc of lightning begins to peel off of it towards you. You snap your hand back, and you take no damage.
So
That's.
wait, what were
Are
you
you
gonna
able
say?
to dispel? Clearly, this door is spelled. I don't remember. Can either of you just get rid of this?
Well, it's not magical, but I do have something that might be helpful. And I've waited so long to be able to use this spell.
So you cast a spell. The door begins to open. It opens inward. Inside, you could see there is laying on the floor stains around the decayed corpse of a Koatoa. It's not clear from the state it's in what killed it, but you see that there is in the room a series of desks, and you realize there are other Kuatoa bodies sort of scattered about the room. The desks look like they're probably laboratory desks of some sort, or at least, if not experiments, then there was maybe some sort of arcane, artisan shop here where they were making things. So it's unclear from a quick examination what these particular rooms were for, or what these particular desks were for. But there are probably, maybe 10 to a dozen of them.
Clave is gonna summon forth his dancing lights and send them in just to kind of see what might be illuminated by that.
So you can see pretty much the whole room. It's roughly rectangular. It's probably about 50 feet across. There is a curved surface of a wall in front of you, and then two alcoves on either side of the wall. And then the wall sort of bows out so that portion of the wall is about 30 feet away from you. But the furthest part of the room is probably about 60 feet away from you.
Okay.
There are two flights
Anything-
of stairs that lead up on both sides of the room and go into a passageway beyond.
Well, so
everyone can make me a perception check at that point. So you do hear something moving in the passages beyond, and you see sort of floating through the air towards you is a vaguely humanoid form that appears to be made of nothing but energy. 4 of them, 2 of them floating down the stairwells on each side. And anybody who's trained in Arcana can make an Arcana check.
Oh.
So no one is quite sure what they are, but they seem to be floating. Behind them is trailing a mist of magical energy that is glowing in multicolors. And they are silently floating towards you. And that's where we can end it this time.
okay.
Nice.
Shit.
And they look like this.
Size?
They're medium. They're about human sized.
Well,
Shorter
there's
than
that at
you.
least. Well, a lot of people are.
So congratulations on surviving.
Thank you.
Once again, I figured that you would, although there were a couple times in there, I was very surprised by how the rolls went. Like I was surprised in the beginning because really just like if everything had gone as I had expected, about every other round, it would be able to take its normal action. And it just kept getting the insane results over and over. But then to like balance that out, it kept regaining its breath weapon.
Right.
Mhm.
The thing is, only some of the insanity results allowed it to use its legendary actions, which it rarely got to use, or its breath weapon. The only thing it could consistently use was its frightful presence, and most of you had already made your saves. So once that was done, wasn't much point to it anymore.
Yeah.
And then T-Hole wasn't rolling nearly as well as I thought he was going to. I mean, actually, I would say I forgot completely about the horn. That ultimately was clutch in this fight.
Oh yeah, we would die with that.
Yeah.
Very handy.
Yeah. Those warriors did so much damage.
Oh, tell
do
me.
work.
That was huge.
They do work.
But that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm a little disappointed that it rolled so high on its charisma save, considering it had only had a +6.
Right.
So I had less than a 50% chance of succeeding.
I mean, I feel for you, but I would say I am sort of glad it survived long enough to fall for the belly rub ploy. Because that has got to
mean-
be the least dignified way for it to go.
Yeah.
Killed because it wanted a belly rub too much.
It's like, you know what? This is the first contact I've had in 100 years. Maybe the first belly rub in 1,000.
Maybe the first belly rub ever.
Or-
Probably not that many belly rubs for the red dragons.
And you deprived it of that.
First there was the Vargulls who went to find the orgy. No dragon wanted a belly rub.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.